The vlogs are going up. The email inbox, isn't that a beautiful thing? When it says 0, you're done with the morning kind of annoying work. Yesterday it was supposed to start raining at 11, so I got up early for me to start mowing. Checked, then it said 5. So I thought, okay, I have a little bit of time to sit in here and do this and let me wake up some more. And now they're saying noon, which is 30 minutes, so I'm gonna head out there now and see how far we can get. Things are looking pretty decent though. After I got 3 done yesterday, it was a lot of walking, but I was able to break it up. I did 2 earlier in the day, went down to Medina for the birthday parties, then came back and did 1 more in the afternoon, the late afternoon. So now, 3:30's at LMS. I'm expecting to get that back today. I just got an update call. They got the parking, or the brakes, the bad brake line replaced. That's done. Now there's another issue, of course. So where the shoes, if you've done a parking brake on an E39 and E46, these cars that kind of have the same setups, the parking brake shoes are held back against the brake dust shield, that big steel disc behind the rotor. They're held against that with these little spring clips that you push in and turn 90 degrees. And it's a slotted thing. It goes back behind the steel and turns and then doesn't allow it to come out. It's not much force, it just holds it back there. Well, of course, the brake dust shields are very rusty and that hole is washed out. Great. So the proper solution is to replace the brake dust shield, which involves removing the axle and the wheel bearing. Of course it does. And why would you take out a 240,000 mile wheel bearing and not replace it? So that would turn into another $500, including labor, to pull that bearing out and take the axle apart and rebuild that whole hub back there. Well, I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. We're in way over my head with this already. It's going to cost 4 times as much as I anticipated it costing. So I think the solution is going to be stick it in there and weld something on the back of it so it doesn't pull through. That's all we need. We just need it not to pull through. So Hunter's talking to Bill. They're going to see what they can do, and they're going to call me back shortly. I'll let you know if that's a possibility. I don't see why it wouldn't be. There's some way to half-ass fabricate that to make it work. It's back. That's the position to go straight still. They ran out of time for the alignment. The alignment shop closes at, thought I was going to have to switch that. The alignment shop closes at 5. It's 5:18, and they didn't get the rest of this put back together until about 4:45. So CSB rear brake line, a couple feet of it in the nickel copper stuff, and brake fluid flush. Since the brake line was down, obviously you got to do that. Parking brake cables, parking brake spring set on one side, and then they welded up the brake dust shield covers so the things would sit in there. So the brake works, 4 clicks, and it's nice and tight. Haven't felt that in this car for a while. It used to be amazing until the one cable snapped. So that's fixed. Brakes are solid and healthy. Done an oil change. It's got good tires on it. Just have to have those front tie rods adjusted so the steering is straight. And then it's pretty good, actually. I'll have to do the steering when I get back from the upcoming trip. There's just no way. My flight tomorrow morning is at 7:41 a.m. So obviously that's going to have to be pushed a few weeks now. But it'll be quick, you know. I'll just take it in there and let them throw it on the rack and in between some other cars. And the back suspension shouldn't need anything. The front probably is just going to need, it's just the tie rods. Everything else was fine. They just have to adjust those 2 nuts on the tie rods. Good evening. It's 11:36, which is a pretty early night for me. Today was just a catch up and do stuff that I'm not going to be able to do later kind of day. Holy crap, is it still hot and humid out here. Jeez. It's ridiculous. We got a couple just random rainstorms today that came in out of nowhere. Just pop up. It's so humid that the moisture in the air congregates and becomes a thunderstorm. We had 2 or 3 of those today. I did mow the lawn. I got it done. I was just dripping sweat. It's so hot and humid afterwards. Got that done. Took a shower. Downloaded a bunch of stuff to watch flying tomorrow. Caught up on emails and YouTube and vlogs. Picked up the 330 late today. They got that done minus the steering wheel. That's the only thing that you have to align the tie rods, which we talked about before. The rest of it's done. Drives great. Went to Flipside with my mom, Razvan, and Sabrina. Got gas, came back here, hung out with them for a little bit. I've been packing for the last hour or so. I think everything's put together. It's stressful. Leaving for one of these longer trips just takes a bunch of time to get stuff together and organized and all that jazz. So I'm gonna see if I can get this together tonight. Otherwise, I'll be editing tomorrow night across the country. And I see a scratch on the Honda that I noticed a few days ago and it's bothering me. So I'm shaking up the ZPC. Looks like somebody's door opened up and that's just paint transfer that should come right off. Put a clip in of that right before I sign this off. But I'm headed to bed. We'll talk tomorrow on a travel day. Good night. All gone.